President Trump pulling $4 billion in federal funding for California's high-speed rail project. The president saying, quote, this boondoggle led by the incompetent governor of California, Gavin Newsom, his words, not mine, has cost taxpayers hundreds of billions of dollars, and we have received nothing in return except cost overruns. The railroad we were promised still does not exist and never will. This project was severely overpriced, overregulated, and never delivered. Katie Zacharia is a Republican strategist, attorney, and the senior advisor for Fix California. She joins me now. Great to have you on the program, Katie. Look, this project has been an absolute disaster from the start. It was happening when I was in California like 9 trillion years ago. Your reaction to Trump shutting down the money spigot?
It's absolutely necessary. Look, it's been 16 years since Gavin Newsom set out, or since California set out on this, and it was supposed to be 800 miles. Now it's 161. It was supposed to be LA to San Francisco. Now it's Merced to Bakersfield, which nobody will take. And so Gavin Newsom has shown clearly he cannot save money, spend money well, or use the money he's been given in a way that's effective for the California citizens or American citizens. It's a waste of tax dollars.
Of course, Gavin Newsom responding, saying the following, quote, Trump wants to hand China the future and abandon the Central Valley. We won't let him. With projects like the Texas high-speed rail failing to take off, we are miles ahead of others. We're now in the track-laying phase in building America's only high-speed rail. California is putting all options on the table to fight this illegal action. But Newsom himself announced there was no path forward on this train all the way back in 2019. So why is he fighting so hard to complete this very, very tiny section of rail in the Central Valley, which, to your point, literally no human is going to take?
Well, $130 billion already, and President Trump with the boondoggle, we're going to pull $4 billion. We're not going to let you spend another tax dollar. But Gavin Newsom has made it his job to fight President Trump on every single policy that he's doing. He's earmarked tax dollars of California, $50 million, to fight the sanctuary state policies against President Trump. And so it just shows he's continuing to fight issues that are not winning issues, and anything that it takes, he'll fight President Trump on.
Speaking of fighting, that sounds familiar with one attorney general here in the state of New York. Let's go to Oklahoma, though, first to set this up. A Honduran national facing federal charges after allegedly dragging an ICE officer from his car as agents tried to arrest him. This part of a very disturbing trend. ICE agents facing a staggering 830% increase in assaults from this time last year. So what is a coalition of 21 blue states, AGs, attorneys general doing in response? You know, to help these ICE agents? The exact opposite of what they should be doing. They're urging Congress to unmask these ICE agents, making their job even that much more difficult and deadly. Writing such legislation is necessary to protect the public, ensure accountability, and preserve the reputation and effectiveness of law enforcement at every level of government. And I teased this earlier. Who is leading the charge, Katie? One. Letitia James.
Yeah, Tish James, who's always had a personal vendetta against President Trump and used her platform to get him. And within this letter, one thing that was very disturbing within this letter is they said that to unmask ICE agents will give their citizens, our citizens, an opportunity to push back against the government. I'm sorry, these people who are being deported are not our citizens. They don't have a recourse to push back against the government. And so they're coming out with an overt lie from the outset that these people should be able to have recourse against the government.
And that lie seeps its way into all of their talking points when it talks about their rights, when it talks about due process. You always need to parse the language because citizens and illegals have different rights and different privileges and different obligations of the government to deal with them. Before we let you go, is it going to take, sadly, I hate to go to negative town here, but the killing of an ICE officer for these Democrat politicians to change their tune? Or, Katie, would they even change their tune following a tragedy like that?
After what we've seen from the violent rhetoric of the Democrat Party, I don't know if they've changed their tune, and I hope it doesn't get that far. Tom Homan came out and said they have the ability to defend themselves. Our U.S. attorney has empowered them in California to be able to defend themselves. So we hope it doesn't get that far, but the Democrats should come out and say, support ICE, and these violent uprisings will go away.
Katie Zacharia, I know you're on California time, but you're here in New York City. We really appreciate you getting up very, very, very early with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.